This is the Caesar of Concessions, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to start a lemonade business. I've done a lot of videos on the lemonade business in general, but I've never really done a video on how to actually start a lemonade business. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is something to sell out of, right? Is that going to be a trailer, a tent? Sometimes they have these like blow up lemon things you can get inside and sell out of. You really need something, obviously, to sell your product out of. The cheapest and most affordable way if you're going to start the business is with a canopy. You can get a 10 by 10 really cheap. Or you can spend more and get like a 10 by 10 easy up or something like that. That's really up to you and your budget on how you want to start with the area you'll be selling out of. Ingredients for lemonade is really simple, and you can get them really anywhere, right? You need ice, water, sugar, and lemons. That's it. I mean, at its basic, yeah, you can have different flavorings if you'd like. You could have fresh fruit that's muddled up and put in there to make strawberry lemonades or something. But if you just want to get started, those are the basic ingredients that you will need. Okay, now where to get the lemons? Okay, like you can get them at Walmart. They come in these little bags, but they're pretty pricey. And that will definitely hurt your bottom line. My advice is to go to like a restaurant depot or a city market where you can buy them in bulk, or maybe even from a produce wholesaler. We have a company in Kansas City called C&C Produce. You can go right there and buy cases of lemons. Now, this is kind of tricky because you don't want to overbuy on the lemons because they will get moldy and go bad after a certain amount of time. So you will have to figure out how much, or how many rather, lemons that you need to purchase for whatever event you have coming up. Okay, what are you going to serve the lemonades in? Well, you got to have cups, baby. And you really want to go with clear plastic cups if at all possible. Honestly, the size is irrelevant. I sell 24 ounce. A lot of people sell 32 ounce. Some even sell 40 ounce. That's really up to you and how you just want to do it. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. Don't let anybody tell you that one size is better than the other. It's all preference on your business model and how you want to do that. So I would definitely recommend clear plastic cups over like, paper cups or styrofoam. Now, if your budget doesn't allow for you to get clear plastic cups, well, you have no choice, right? You got to start your business, but highly recommend going with the clear plastic cups. That way they can see the whole lemons in there. They can, it's a walking billboard for your business. And that's a huge incentive and a great way to boost sales is to have those clear plastic cups. You got to have coolers, right? You got to have something to keep the ice in as you're making your lemonades. And you don't have to go with the really expensive cooler. An igloo cooler is fine. People want to, in a lot of groups and stuff, think you should buy the most expensive items for your business. You don't need that. A regular igloo cooler is fine. And you'll need a couple of them, right, to keep your big bags of ice in. Water container. Now, a couple different ways you can do this. We have these blue water containers that have a spigot on them, and they hold about 6 to 7 gallons. You can buy a big igloo water cooler that you have to press down on the spout. I prefer hands free, so I just open the spout, put the cup underneath, let it fill up with water, and then turn the spout off. You can buy those relatively cheap at Walmart or Target, really anywhere. Just a 5, 6, 7 gallon water container with the hands off spigot is what I would recommend, and it's what I use, and it's the best for us, and it's the easiest to use for sure. Signage. Couple different ways to go with signage, right? You can go really expensive and buy some really nice banners and spend some money doing that, and that's probably the ideal way to go. But you don't necessarily have to do that. You can have really nice signage on poster board or something like that if your handwriting is neat. Or you can have really cheap signs made. You don't, when you're initially starting out, I don't think you want to spend a ton of money on equipment and signage and intent and all that stuff. You can build up to that and save your money on your initial investment when you're starting your company, and just put the money that you make, back into the company that you don't need to pay bills with and stuff like that, and make it even bigger by buying maybe a trailer or banners or something like that. You got to have health department stuff. Now, I cannot tell you what kind of health department stuff you need, because every health department is different within each state and each county within each state. I mean, so many different rules for different counties across the country. I can't tell you what you're going to need for that, but you're definitely going to need to check with your local health department to make sure you have all of the proper licensing required to sell legally. Now, what about like recipes and mixes and different kinds of lemonades? Well, I got lots of videos on how the recipes that I use and how to make those certain lemonades. But there's a few different ways to make lemonades. You could go with just a straight powder mix. I'm not recommending this, but I'm telling you, you could do it, right? You could use like Country Time and start your lemonade business there. A lot of people do a mix and lemons, like a Bill's lemonade powdered mix, and they will also do lemons inside of it. Or you can do what I do, is just ice water, sugar, lemons, and that's it. So there's no wrong way. People are going to tell you, don't use Country Time, it's horrible. Yes, it's not as good as fresh squeezed lemonade. But if you're on a budget and you're trying to feed your family and you're trying to get your business started, there's nothing wrong with starting out with Country Time, juicing a few lemons, putting them in there, making them look good, and keeping your bottom line low. And then once you start making some money, throw the Country Time out the doggone window and get with the program and do some real fresh squeeze lemonade. Okay. Another thing you're going to need are tables, right? You're going to need tables inside of your tent. If you have a trailer, you probably don't need tables because you have counters already built in, I would presume. You're going to need tables. You're going to need, I would recommend 3 6-foot tables. You're going to need one out the front that you take your money from and have possibly other products up there. Then you're going to need a table to do your preparing to actually make the lemonades, and then maybe a third table to keep everything off the ground, where you want to keep your sugar up there, your lemons and stuff like that aren't being used at that particular time while you're making your lemonades. And then you're going to need somewhere to sell the product. Now, when you're first getting started, that's really daunting, and you don't know where to go. And I'm just going to throw out some things that you can check out. Of course, everyone knows about fairs, county fairs. Those are always fine. Big, events within your community, concerts, etc. Things like that are also really good. I prefer youth sporting events. That's where we do about 90% of our business, whether it's high school football or youth soccer games or tournaments and stuff like that. Those are also really good events to sell your product. This is the Caesar of Concessions, out.